OMG, we got ourselves a good one today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, that's right. You heard it here first. We got ourselves a good one today. We're wrapping up an incredible series. I don't know if this series has been impactful for you, that those of you that have been here this week, but it's been super impactful for me. It's caused me to look at a lot of different things in my life, and we're going to continue that today. However, before we go too far, I woke up this morning 3:40 a.m. For some reason, two of my girls were ready to, or they were up at the same time. They got up at the same time as Dad, and they asked if they could come into our room. They could sleep in our bed. So they took my spot in the bed, 3:40 a.m., went and grabbed my cup of water, made my way downstairs, grabbed my Morning 5 planner, opened it up, and right there at the top, as is the case every single day, there was a quote that was submitted by an actual member of our Rise and Grind community, one that apparently I messed up on the spelling on, so let me go and fix that for those that are watching the show. But the quote says this. It says, "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." And this was a quote submitted by my friend Justin Collins. And when I read it, immediately I felt the connection with Justin. And immediately I had to take a second, a prayerful second, and just think about and pray for Justin and his beautiful family. Justin is an incredible guy, which I love this picture right here. For those of you that are listening to the podcast, I just put up a picture of Justin and his bride, his beautiful wife, at Disneyland. And he's got his shirt open, and it says, "Most expensive day ever." Yes, Disneyland will do that to you, as will a wedding. No doubt about it. But fast forward, Justin and his beautiful bride, they have three amazing little girls, and one of their little girls has been in ICU since the day she was born. I think it's been a while. It's been 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year already, or pretty close. Maybe not a year, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time that their baby has had multiple surgeries and so on and so forth, that they've just continued to battle through every day. And so when I read the quote from Justin, which, by the way, look at this picture. And I'm sorry, for those of you that don't have visual, I'm showing pictures of Justin and his family in the hospital, so on and so forth. And then right now I'm showing a picture of the most beautiful, cutest little curly-haired girl ever. This is an awesome, it's a professional photo. And she's just so stinking sweet. But Justin and his wife and their children every day is precious. Every single day that they get with their little baby girl, I believe her name was Callie. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But every day they're facing life and death in a way that you and I don't necessarily face life and death. You and I, we understand that death is somewhere down the road out there, but we're not really looking at it every single day. Whereas Justin and his family are. And so reading this quote, faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase, and having it come from Justin, submitted probably at a time before he knew that they were going to have the challenges that they have with their daughter, it just really hit home. It takes a lot of faith to believe that that dire situation is ultimately going to turn out positive. It takes a lot of faith to commit and invest every single day into the healing of your child. And they don't know what's on the end of that staircase. They don't, Justin and his family, they can't see past today. And that, my friends, Powerful. It's powerful. And it ties right into the series we're working our way through this week called Father Time. Let's dive in.
Good morning and welcome to the number one morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to nine, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Friday. That's right. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Friday, May 29th, 2026. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where we had the most beautiful evening weather last night. My son had a baseball game, and him and his team have had an incredible season, and that continued last night as they won their game, and they'll now go into the championship today. But my gosh, it was beautiful out there. It was beautiful out there. And then this morning, locking in at the house, I'm doing my morning routine stuff. There's just a tiny little bit of crispness on the morning. It's not cold at all, but just a little tiny crisp that reminds you like, hey, I'm here. You are alive. Let's go. But as I got down there and started writing, it got me thinking, like, what if, right? We're in a series called Father Time this week. What if today was it, bro? What if today was it? Like, I don't want to be morbid, not in a morbid way, not like in a super scary way or anything like that. Just like, what if today, or let me back it up a little bit. What if yesterday was the last ordinary day of your life? Like, what if today, what if this Friday was the last Friday you were ever given for whatever reason? If you knew that going into today, would you spend today differently? Like, would you love differently? In your conversations with other people, would you speak differently? Would you show up in the world differently if you knew today was the last Friday for whatever reason? Because here's what this has, to me, been very interesting. This is what I've learned this week. We've been hopping on Clubhouse afterwards and having lots of great conversations, and I get the chance on there to really hear and extract from people what they've learned from the show. Let me share with you what I've learned from the show this week. Probably the most important thing I've learned from the show this week. Here's what I've learned. I've learned that Father Time is not the villain we've made him out to be, but he's actually the messenger. And the message he's giving us all is a very simple message. You do not have forever. You only have today. And as a man who is counting down his days to his 50th birthday, I have 570 days left to my 50th birthday, which is a day that I must deliver on a promise that I made to myself and a promise that I made to my wife. So as a man who's counting down the days, 570 days to go, who has also spent this week studying this idea of Father Time for this series, as a guy who's got those things going on this morning, I think I finally understood that is what Father Time is trying to teach us. We do not have forever. We have today. On that note, folks. It just feels weird. We're going to do this. Just got to do it. We got to do it. On that note, folks, it's time for us to get our bodies in motion on this incredible, incredible day. For those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where we're going to do some dancing. We're going to do some dancing no matter where you are in the world, which feel free, drop it in the comments where you're coming in from. We're going to do some dancing, whether we're in the car, whether we're in the truck, whether we're at work, in the office, in the streets, whether we're in Zimbabwe or London or Oklahoma City or anywhere in between. Let's get these bodies in motion. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. Last but not least, this is the part of the show where I want you to say good morning to me, and I am going to say good morning to you. Whether you're watching live, you're watching on replay, you're watching on YouTube, you're listening to the podcast, say what's up, and I will say what's up back. All right? Trisha Rue, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Bella Rigby is in the building. Thanks for being here, Bella. Russell Hill, good morning. Mr. Mike Larkin, good morning. Liza Myers Borges, good morning. Rachel Gidry, good morning. Marilyn Wilkin, good morning. To Tarpon Springs, Florida. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Greg Becker, good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Trien Top, thanks for being here this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Oswald Joseph BNMA up there in New York City. Thanks for being here. I'll be in New York next week. William Bush, thank you for being here this morning. I greatly appreciate it. Patricia Frudenberg is in the building. Nathaniel Banks is in the building. Youngin Johnson is in the building. Ramon Ray, good morning, Ramon. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Frank Heck, what's up, Frank? Oh, I've missed you, my man. Frank Heck is in the building. Great to see you, sir. Robert Pollard is in the building. Thanks for being here, Robert. Thank you so much. Kurt McFarland is in the building. Wakey, eggs and grind for breakfast. Let's go. Gene Hughes is in the building. Suzanne Waugh is in the building. My birthday twin, Sol Salcido, is in the building. Hey, do me a favor. You guys always do a great job of dropping comments up in here. You also do a great job of sharing. Lyndon Gray, good morning. Jeremy Nolan, good morning. Rich Pintrick, good morning. The one thing we're not great at is actually liking or loving the post. Now, I don't know exactly how to do that. I know you can drop likes or whatever. Maybe there's a heart right there on your screen. But if you can make sure to like and love the post, I would greatly appreciate it as well. All right, on that note, let's dive in. We got a powerful episode for you today.
Father Time is undefeated. You cannot stop time.
So listen, this week we've talked a lot about time. A lot. That clock just constantly ticking, moving on us. And this week we've talked about mortality, we've talked about death. We talked about our legacy, the seeds that we're planting. We talked about regret. And yesterday we talked about that dash, the born on date and the final resting date. The date that clock stops ticking. And honestly, I have a little bit of feedback that I've gotten this week. Some of the feedback has been like, man, it's a punch in the face, which is, that never feels good. I think for a lot of people this week was a little bit heavy. And people are like, man, Glenn, it's a little deep, bro. And I think you're right, man. I think it is a little bit heavy. I think it is deep, and I think that's reality of life, bro. Like, sometimes the truth is heavy, man. And here's why. Here's why this conversation about death, this conversation about mortality, this conversation about the dash, here is the reason it feels that way. Like, if we're honest. My name's Glenn, and I'm your friend. You ready? The reason you felt like it was a punch in the face or a smack in the face or it felt a little heavy or so on and so forth to most of you is because most people live like they're immortal and very few actually live like they're alive. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Most people live like they're immortal. Very few actually live like they're alive. You see, somewhere along the way, I don't know exactly where it happened, but somewhere along the way we got tricked. Somewhere we started believing that life was actually about arriving, like that life is actually about the finish lines, that life is actually about getting that house that we've always wanted, or getting that promotion that we wanted, or life is about going viral on social media, getting all the views, or it's about the money, or it's about the retirement, or whatever that next thing is, right? There's always a next thing. There's always a someday. There's always a later. And Father Time himself spent this entire week whispering one powerful word to you. No. No, it's not about getting the house. It's not about getting the promotion. It's not about getting the viral video. It's not about getting the money. It's not about the retirement. It's not about that next thing. No, it's not about later. It's not about tomorrow. It's not about next week. It's not about next month. It's not about next year. It's all about now. So no, life is not waiting for you at the finish line. Life is happening as you are making your way towards the finish line. You see, I want you to imagine for just a second, imagine you are 95 years old. You've reached a place where you're closer to the end than you are to any other season in your life. You're sitting in a rocking chair, the sun is setting, and somehow the 90-year-old you gets one opportunity to speak to you. Today, right now, this morning, Friday, May 29th, 2026. What do you think that 95-year-old version is going to say to you? We talked about this just a little bit yesterday, but I want to go deeper. Are they going to tell you to work more? Probably not. Are they going to tell you to scroll more? You know, Sonny, I really wish you would have spent more time scrolling there on that social media thing. Definitely not. Would they tell you to worry more? You know, Johnny, you really should have worried a lot more about all the things in life, you know? You should have spent your time in fear and angst and worry all the time. You should have always just been worrying about what was going to happen next. Do you think they'd say that? Or do you think 95-year-old you is going to freaking grab you by your shoulders, look you directly in the eyes, and say, stop wasting your days? Stop waiting. Stop postponing. Stop assuming you've got another day. Stop acting like next year's guaranteed. Stop acting like this month belongs to you, like the whole world revolves around you and always will. Stop acting like this thing called time is something you have control over, because you don't. Nobody owns tomorrow. Nobody. The only thing that any of us
truly possess is this moment right now, this breath right now, this day right now, Friday, May 29th, 2026, this beautiful Friday. It's the only Friday like it that will ever exist, never again. Will there be Friday, May 29th, 2026? What are you going to do with this day? Listen, yesterday we talked about my dad. He was 52 years old. He laid down one day. He never woke up. There was no warning, no grand finale, no extra chapter, no bonus round. He was just done, bro. And I promise you, my dad did not expect that day to be his last ordinary day. Most people do not. So here's what that means. That means that today matters more than you think it does. The conversations that you have today matter more than you think they do. The hugs that you give today matter more than they did yesterday. The workout matters today. The prayers matter today. The phone calls matter today. The encouragement matters today. The kindness matters today. It all matters, dude. And here's the beautiful part of the whole thing. The point is not for you to fear death. The point is for you to honor life. That's the lesson this week. Honor the gift you've been given. Honor the breaths you've been given. Honor the sunrise you're going to see today. Honor the opportunities that you've been given. Honor the people that God has trusted you with. Honor your assignment, bro. Honor your purpose. Honor your life. Because one day, this opportunity, this thing called life is going to expire. But guess what? As of right now, it's not today. Today, you're still here. Today, your heart's still beating. Today, your lungs are still breathing. Today, your story is still being written. Today, your family still needs you. Today, your purpose still exists. Today, your calling still matters. Today, your future is still unwritten. Today, not next year, not someday. Today.
When we say to ourselves, you must go on, the reason is, you see, that we are not living in the eternal now, where reality is. We are always thinking that the satisfaction of life will be coming later. Don't kid yourself. Only suckers put hope in the future. There isn't much of a future. You're going to die. So, therefore, this hope for the future is a hoax. It's a perfect hoax. Because you're not fully alive now, you think maybe someday you will be. Look, supposing I ask you, what did you do yesterday? First, I got up at 7:30 and I brushed my teeth. I read the got in the car. Described a fleshless list of abstractions. Whereas if you were actually aware of what went on, you could never describe it. Because nature is multidimensional, language is linear. A lot of people eat numbers. People play the stock market. They're doing nothing but eating numbers. And they're always unhappy, absolutely miserable, because they never get anything. So therefore, they always hope more is coming, because they believe that if they eat enough dollar bills, eventually something satisfactory will happen. So eating the abstractions all the time We want more time. Confucius very wisely said, "A man who understands the Tao in the morning may die with content in the evening." Because when you understand, you don't put your hope in time. Time won't solve a thing. And the Christian word for sinning in Greek is amatanin, which means to miss the point. And the point is eternal life, which is here and now. But until there is silence of the mind, it is almost impossible to understand eternal life, that is to say, eternal now. When you are fully aware and not thinking, you will notice some amazing absences. There is no past. Can you hear anything past, incidentally? Can you hear anything future? They're just not there to the plain sense of one's ears. Well, I remember in the Sermon on the Mount, do not worry. Never. I've heard lots of some. Lots of people in India know that perfectly well. When you get to be a certain age, and after you've studied long enough with a certain guru, then, and then only, may you realize this. If you've put in the time, they finally let you in. Here you have to wait until you're dead. The only place to begin is now. Because here's where we are. So why put it off? A lot of people say, well, I'm not ready. What do you mean you're not ready? What do you have to be ready? I'm not good enough. I'm perhaps not old enough, not mature enough. Still am frightened of pain. I'm still dependent on material things. I have to, eat a lot and drink a lot, and I better get all that under control first. Oh? You want to be able to congratulate yourself for having gone through the discipline which is rewarded with realization. That is trying to quench fire with fire. Wouldn't it be great to have no fear, no attachments, no hang-ups, to be as free as the air? Wouldn't it be crazy to have that courage? And you look into yourself honestly, and you find that inside you're actually a quaking mess of sensitivity, running away from the quaking mess, escaping. You never can. There's nothing you can actually do to transform your own nature into unattached selflessness, because you have a selfish reason for wanting to do it. What does it mean that you can't do anything about it? It's singing loud and clear. The reason you can't do anything about it is that you don't exist. You, as you conceive yourself to be, that is your ego, your image of yourself, isn't there. It doesn't exist. It's an abstraction. Well, when you understand that, you're liberated. There's the happening, the suchness. Yes, sure, you bet. But it's not pushing you around because there's no you to be pushed around. So, this illusion of the persecuted ego who is pushed around by fate is altogether disappeared. There's a happening. By dying to yourself, by having become completely incompetent and found that you don't exist, you're reborn. You become...
I think that this week, what Father Time has wanted us to understand all along is not that we are running out of time, but that we are blessed with it. Not that death is coming and around the corner, but ultimately that life is here and now. I think the message isn't that, hey, the clock is ticking and you should be afraid of it, but that every tick is a gift. $570 days till my 50th birthday. I don't know if I'm going to get all 570. Neither do you. But here's what I do know. I know that I have today. You have today. And today is enough. Today is all we need. Today is all we need. Like that video just talked about, everything else is a construct made up in our mind. Every excuse, every reason why not. We have today, dude. Today is enough. Today is enough to forgive. That's all you need. You just need today. Doesn't matter if it's 10 years built up. Doesn't matter if it's something that's happened over and over and over and over and over and over and over again every single time. Doesn't matter. Dude, today is enough to forgive. Today is enough to start. I don't care what it is you're trying to start. I don't care what vision you have, what dream it is, the empire that you want to walk into. Dude, today is enough for you to start. That thing that you want to change, today is enough for you to change it. You don't need a week. You don't need a month. You don't need to be prepared. You don't need to be ready. Today is enough, dude. Today is enough for you to love someone deeply that needs to be loved. Today is enough for you to heal. Today is enough for you to heal that sickness, that mental issue, that depression that you've always battled with, that's been a part of your life for decades and decades and decades. Those cigarettes that you smoke, the alcohol that you drink, those drugs that you put in your body, the belief systems that don't serve you. Dude, today is enough to heal. I can't tell you, there's been times where I'm under the weather and I just feel like this is never going to go away. Oh my gosh. And then guess what? One day, the sun rises feel great. One day is enough. Today is enough for you to become whatever it is you want to become. Today is all you need. Today is enough for you to really start living versus waiting to die. So listen, when we get out of here this morning, we go into this weekend, don't just take this and feel inspired by it or whatever. No, I want you to take an action today. Take an action today. Send that text you know you need to send. Make that call you know you need to make. Take that first walk that you know you need to do, that hard one. You're tired, you don't want to, your body needs to be restored, you have every reason in the world. Dude, take the walk. Read the book. Start the business. Write the book. Say that prayer. Tell that person you love them. Forgive that person. Forgive yourself, bro. Forgive yourself. Yeah, you screwed up. You did. You screwed up. Give yourself some freaking grace, would you? Be kind to yourself. Maybe you let it get away. Maybe you let your weight get away from you. Maybe you let your finances get away from you. Maybe you let something stand in the way of a relationship that really matters. I don't know. Forgive, give yourself some grace, man. You've got today. Today is enough. Today is enough. Today is all you need to live, to truly, actually live. Because like we said at the beginning of this week, Father Time is undefeated. But today's still yours. And that's all you've ever needed. Listen, friends, if nobody's told you yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. You are my brother. You are my sister. You and I are children of God, the God of the universe. We share a Father in heaven. And our Father has a deep desire for you and I to become the absolute best versions of ourselves we can possibly be. Not average versions, not a little bit below average or a little bit above, but the absolute best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. And that journey of 1,000 miles or 1,000 steps or whatever it is, that journey is really just a bunch of eternal todays. Eternal present. Eternal now. And now is enough. Today is enough. Today is all we need. So listen, today, let's be the best versions of ourselves we can possibly be. Does that sound fair? And God willing, we'll have an eternal today on Monday at 5:30 a.m. And we'll come back together right here on #RiseandGrind. Have a great day. I'll see you guys. Peace. Thanks, Jeremy Nolan. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tony Schmidt. Love you too, sister. Let's get after it, Scott Holbert. You bet, Mr. Becker. Let's go.